Well, here on Gateway 97.8, it's Basildon and East Thurrock's brightest sound from the heart of Eastgate. It's Aston, Avery here. Now, today is International Dance Day, and all around the globe, all dancers around the globe are celebrating this amazing day for dancers around the globe, I should say. But during the difficult times that we're under as well, it's sadly that they can't perform in theatres at this stage, but the great news is that kids have gone back to dance schools and love what they're doing, which is dance classes as well. And here on the line right now, my guests, I'm joined by Anna Kennedy OBE from Anna Kennedy Online, and also head of Pineapple Performing Arts School in London, Maggie Patterson. They both join me right now. Maggie and Anna, pleasure to be speaking to the pair of you today.
Woohoo!
Yes, fans. Got to do that. But on that front, Anna, it's a very difficult, especially those with autism as well, that International Dance Day can't be celebrated in what they can love to do is go into a dance studio, especially adults, but kids, they can celebrate by going back to a dance studio at this stage. But must be very difficult mentally for children with autism and especially adults.
Yeah, a lot of children and adults I've been speaking to have been dancing at home, obviously trying to do it online, but it's just not the same. We don't get the same feeling. I can't wait to go back to my dance lessons because, as you know, dance keeps me going. It recharges my batteries, and without dance, I don't know where I would be. Obviously, I'm very passionate about what I do, but I need my dance because it's good for everything. It's good for well-being. You can just lose yourself.
Indeed. But Maggie as well, recently Pineapple have welcomed back kids to the studios as well, which is great to see. But during the difficult times, they found a way of finding dance classes as well, with online classes, which you run a ballet class online, and also other great classes online, workshops, for instance.
Yeah, the whole thing, a year ago, we'd never imagined that we'd be dancing on little boxes on our laptop screens and, reaching out to people all over the world. So it's been absolutely amazing to have found this thing called Zoom and been able to offer workshops, classes, all sorts of different dance programs for all ages. And although, like Anna said, it's not the same as dancing in the room, it was the best that we could possibly do in these times. And I think, especially sometimes for like the autism community, once they knew that that was their time and their place to go, they settled down and really loved it. So, it was amazing that we were able to offer that to almost everybody, and especially people that might not feel comfortable about going out of the house. We brought it to them. So, there's lots of pluses for going online.
Now, obviously, as I said earlier, you've welcomed children anyone under the age of 18 back to the studios now, and it's brilliant to see all the kids happy and smiling, especially on Sundays when they've returned as well.
Yeah, it was amazing. And a lot of the kids we hadn't even met in person before. They were just kids that we'd met online as we were building up the community. And then they were like, we want to come in person, as we call it. And so to see it was very emotional. I was like crying when I saw these kids and their parents and like, oh my goodness me, I've been in your living room and your kitchen so many times. And here you are in person. And then the kids all know each other online as well. They'd seen each other in the boxes. And then there they were, standing next to each other. And the teachers, some of the parents were even saying they felt the teachers were like superstars. And they were going, oh, I can't believe I'm meeting that teacher in person. It was quite surreal. But the main thing was that they were back in the building under there were still a lot of rules and regulations, bubble groups, smaller classes, parents not allowed in the building, etc. But we're following all those rules and regulations. And once they're in the class, the kids are having an absolute ball to be back.
Was there a lot of preparation involved, Maggie, for getting everybody back? And was it a bit anxious, like making sure that everything was in place? Because obviously it's a responsibility for you to keep the kids safe. And then obviously parents are having to be outside. So yeah. How was that for you?
It was huge. This is about the third or fourth time we've been back in the building, over the last 14 months. So it wasn't, we'd already, experienced it before. I think the first time we were really, really nervous, but there's a great system going on. You know, we've got the kids organised, everybody knows the rules. Parents have been great at dropping them off. They're not allowed in the building. They're not even going to a coffee shop or a pub or a restaurant. And they, bless them, they're roaming around the West End for like 3 hours waiting for their kids. But, you know, we've got it all organised. I think if you do preparation before, you know the rules, you know the regs, everybody knows what to expect. And, you know, we obviously, we've all got so much more understanding about COVID-19 now. I say when we first went back, probably 6 months ago, we were, what were we doing? But, you know, it went smoothly, and, you know, we're just sticking to the rules now. So, and the main thing is to get everybody, you know, get some sort of normality back, really, isn't it?
Yeah, we're starting to plan now for Autism's Got Talent, because obviously we haven't been able to do it last year. So our first one's going to be in September. We've tried to push it back as far as we can. So we thought we'd start with something a little bit smaller at St Ives with Phil. So yeah, we're obviously going to have to put different practices into place. So we'll probably be picking your brains.
Yeah, pick our brains. You know, Fiona and I have, you know, we feel quite knowledgeable now, you know, with the rules and regulations. So please, yeah, we're always happy to help with anything that you do, Anna. You know that. So
thank you.
St Ives wouldn't be bad either.
10 years, isn't it? We've been working together now 10 or 11 years. Can't believe it.
Is that long? Oh, my goodness.
Wow, that's a lot. That is quite a very long time as well. And especially, I know it's obviously 11 years since the Autism's Got Talent first ever took place as well. But obviously this time round, obviously the 11th becomes 10 on that one this year, hopefully in October.
Yeah, October is Autumn's Got Talent. I've had a few parents already message me saying, "Oh, we were chosen last year. Our kids and adults were chosen. Are you gonna be doing the show?" So we're keeping our fingers crossed that we're going to be doing it in October, and then the Autism Hero Awards in November. And you know, this Autumn's Got Talent and Autism Dance Day that we're going to be celebrating tomorrow wouldn't have happened really without meeting Debbie, without meeting you, because obviously that was my first contact with Debbie, asking, I had this idea of creating a dance DVD, Step in the Right Direction with James Hobley and a couple of other autistic dancers. And then she introduced me to you. And obviously our events couldn't have taken place without your support, and, you know, learning about the Mermaid Theatre and how it's a fantastic theatre for us, and it really works well. So just want to say thanks online, you know, and we've made such a fantastic friendship.
Yeah, no, I can't believe, I'm still shocked it's 10 years. But yeah, you know, since we first met you all those years ago, and we've been you know, delighted to be involved, and hope that continues for a long time, because it's opened our eyes to lots of things that we didn't know about, and it's helped our kids understand autism more as well, because we, you know, get invited to join the events, which is amazing. So all round,
you gotta be all rounders. That's what they all say there. But Maggie and Anna, I'm going to got an 80s gold on the way shortly, and also going to have to be giving out jobs quite shortly as well. So I'm going to come back to you, and we'll chat more about Autism Dance Day.
Just
wait and see. But we're gonna be chatting more about Autism Dance Day, as well as celebrating International Dance Day very shortly, if that's all right.
Thank you, Aston.
Lovely. Thanks, Aston.
Well, here on Gateway 97.8, it's Basildon and East Thurrock's brightest sound from the heart of Eastgate. Aston, Avery here. Today we're celebrating International Dance Day and also promoting Autism Dance Day tomorrow for those in the autism community. Well, Anna Kennedy OBE and Maggie Patterson are my guests here. So, Anna, one thing that you definitely did, and something that some of us haven't done yet, which is Strictly Come Dancing on the telly, The People Strictly, which is now 6 years ago.
Yeah, I can't believe it was that long ago. It was the best experience ever. And what's been fantastic about it is that all 6 of us that participated, we've all remained friends. And then Phil, as you know, he is now our main compere, charity volunteer, and we will be going to his lovely theatre in St Ives called Kids Are Us. And we will be doing Autumn's Got Talent, the roadshow there in September. So that's exciting. I'm still kept in contact with Robin. He supported a lot of our charity events, and Jake Wood as well, who was my mentor. He came to one of the Autumn's Got Talent performers. He's done some shout outs for the charity as well and supports what we do. He's just done, we'll be sharing a shout out tomorrow from Jake. Christina as well, I met through People Strictly. She's put some dance step together for us, just basic ones so that everyone can join in. So if you'd like to look at the video, it's on the charity website, which is Anna Kennedy Online. You can copy the dance steps and then do your own thing, or just do your own thing, whatever it is that rocks your boat, however it is, just have some fun and let's all dance together within the autism community. And I was going to ask you, Maggie, that obviously Aston does dance at Pineapple Performing Arts, and Callum, and I think there's seven of our students.
Right,
so how are they getting on? Put Aston on the spot.
Oh my goodness me. Well, we'll start with Aston. Aston is a superstar. Aston, enthusiasm, energy, dedication, he's so friendly and lovely, and a great member of Pineapple Performing Arts School in person. He's always there, encouraging everyone. He's a great performer, works so hard, and so many shows with us, as all the other scholarships students did too. But Aston came online very early on and took my ballet class, and his improvement is unbelievable. I know his kitchen inside out, his ballet bars. And I've seen such great improvement, and the way he just works so hard online, and really, has, been so regular, haven't you, Aston? You've been coming along, and his ballet has improved. I can't believe it. And then he's joined in all the other sessions that we've had. We haven't done a lot for adults because for all sorts of reasons. We've been mainly doing the kids, but anytime we did anything, adults, Aston was there, and he's just been amazing, and always smiling and working hard. So really proud of him, really proud. And for the rest of them, we haven't seen them that much online, but we still keep in contact with them, and hopefully when we're back in the building with adults, we'll be able to see them again. We're hoping we'll get Callum back, but we're so limited on numbers. It's really awkward with that. But he has been around. We've seen Callum, and he's still spinning on his head and on his back and doing all the things that he does so well. So hopefully we when we were back for a short while, we saw Charlotte was back with her beautiful voice. So we got to see Charlotte. And I say with the rest we're keeping in touch with, but we haven't seen an awful lot of them. Hopefully they're always very welcome at PPA.
Yeah, but it's increased their confidence, it's given them springboard to do other things. So that's what's been fantastic throughout the years for our supporters. So with reference to Dance Day as well, I just wanted to say, for everyone, please can you tag me in your videos, your photographs. Hashtag is AKO Dance Day. So obviously we've been doing it for 10 years now. So we've done lots of different things where we've danced with the Mayor of Uxbridge in the shopping centre. We've done flash mobs at Croydon. We did them at Heathrow Airport, which was amazing. We did it at every single terminal. It was just like a mad day. We were rushing from one terminal to another dancing. But what came out of that was a gentleman, I remember, came off the plane, and he was in quite a low place, and his son had just been diagnosed with autism, and watching our Autism with Attitude street dancers dancing there, and we were doing a little bit of a talk, he just said, "You've just lifted my mood, you've given me hope." So those are the positive things that really come out of what we've been doing. We've been at Spitalfields as well, that was amazing. So, and Zumbathons we've done lots of different things throughout the year. So this year we're doing something a little bit different, and the reason being because of lockdown, because of the restrictions, trying to think of something where everyone can take part.
Step in the right direction, it's called this year, the tagline for AKO's Autism Dance Day, Anna. So how did that name come about, to an extent that you wanted it to be called A Step in the Right Direction?
I think it was because it was 10 years ago. I was still trying to, I'm still pushing for raising awareness and acceptance, and I was just trying to drag people in the right direction. And then because I was putting some steps together for the DVD, that's what sort of sprung to my mind. I just thought, step in the right direction. So and it's sort of stuck ever since. So so if you're interested, please, we've got t-shirts as well that says Dance Like No One's Watching. That's for any time of the year. We've got some nice fests for the summer as well. We collaborate with Born Anxious. They're black, they're purple. So if you're interested in buying a t-shirt, pop over to Born Anxious. We've got a whole range of Dance Like No One's Watching t-shirts and bags and all sorts of things going on. So yeah, fantastic.
And as you mentioned, Anna, it does help a lot of people's mental well-being, does dance as well, because some people struggle mentally when they're not doing something, a form of activity as well. And I have to thank Maggie for giving me activity throughout lockdown as well, and anyone that I've been teaching me throughout lockdown as well to for me mental health and well-being at this difficult time.
Yeah, mental health, it does definitely helps my mental health and well-being, because obviously I lead such a varied life, but it's also quite tough at home because obviously both my boys are at home, and with Angelo it was like he was going to college, then he wasn't going to college because someone had got coronavirus, or it was just like, because he likes routine, obviously the lack of sleep. So for me, it recharges my batteries, it gives me my mojo back, keeps me feeling young, increases my flexibility, it's good for it's dance is fantastic, and you're never too old to dance, are you, Maggie?
No, I think we are good examples of that.
Yeah.
Well, Maggie and
years young, aren't we, Anna?
Yeah, we'll dance any 20-year-old off, won't we, Maggie?
Yeah.
Well, Maggie and Anna, I've got a showbiz report coming up, and I'll get you straight back in after, if that's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Here on Gateway 97.8, Basildon and East Thurrock's brightest town, from the heart of Eastgate. Aston, Avery here, now celebrating International Dance Day as well as promoting Autism Dance Day. I'm joined by Anna Kennedy, OBE, and Maggie Patterson, head of Pineapple Performing Arts in London. So, Anna, obviously, Autism's Dance Day, you've been running it for like 10 years, as you mentioned earlier as well. Great support, you said you had there, and wonderful to see that Christina Rianoff, Strictly Come Dancing finalist twice, it has to be said, choreographing some of the moves for people to follow at home and then create their own moves. So improvisation comes into play.
That's right. They say that children with autism don't have, they can't improvise, and I just don't believe that at all. I think they've got fantastic imaginations. They can make up their own steps. And I was just saying yesterday that, Angelo, my youngest son's quite profoundly affected by his autism, but when we're in the car and there's a particular piece of music that he likes that might come on the radio, he rocks backwards and forwards, bang in time, every time, to the piece of music, and you can see he's getting enjoyment out of it because he's looking at me when I'm driving through the obviously the mirror, and he's just I remember the first time he did it was to Kylie Minogue's Can't Get You Out of My Head. He just started smiling, and he was just and he was just there, and I was just saying, go on, Angelo, go on. So I just think music and dance is a fantastic tool for our children and for our adults. I was going to ask you, Maggie, I can't even remember if I've asked you this before. When did you start dancing? What made you want to dance?
So when I was at school, I wasn't very interested, and I was quite a sickly child, and I had hearing problems. I had to sit at the front, and I couldn't see. I had National specs with a patch over my eye, and I know I was probably like the kid that everyone ignored. And but my teacher said to my mum, the only time your daughter comes to life is when we do musical movement and mime, which was what it was called in those days, in the 60s. And she said, I suggest you take her to ballet classes. So my mum was like, ooh. So she said she took me along, and there was all these pretty little girls, and there was me looking a bit weird. And took me along, and I got honours in my first exam, and my mum never could believe it. And so on the advice of that teacher and my mum taking me along, I just found something that I really enjoyed. And so here we are all these years later, teaching ballet. So yeah, it was kind of that. And I realized that once I was in class, that was me happy. And, dancing was just the thing that I really loved. And, so as they say, the rest of history.
And what about your son as well? Obviously, he's a teacher and a dancer as well. So how old was he when he started?
Yeah, so Jordan was, his dad's a bit of a dancer. He was, he likes to dance a lot, and he always saw himself as a bit of a Michael Jackson. He was doing the moonwalk. Jordan used to wave and pop, and he was never stopped moving. He was always moving about and doing all this waving and popping from a young age. And he used to sort of enter, if we went on holiday, enter little competitions, and he always did really well. But he never wanted to dance in a structured way. He didn't like coming with me and being told, jump in a class. He found that learning choreography wasn't his thing. He was more, I just want to dance. But over the years, I think it was a little bit of insecurity of not being able to pick up choreography.
Okay.
And over the years, he found once he got choreography, how exciting it was to actually pick up a routine and dance with others. So it was a gradual process for him. I couldn't push him into anything, which you wouldn't want to ever do with your children anyway. It was just there for him because I was in that world. And he eventually sort of discovered it for himself, really. And I sent him to public services when he was 16 because he wasn't doing very well at school. He didn't get, and I said, go and learn army, navy, police, get a job in the military and get a pension and be disciplined. And he was freestyling at Move It, this big event. And he was spotted there and was offered a scholarship to a dance school.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh my goodness me, he's going to dance after all.
Well, yeah. Rest is history, has to be said there on that. And but on hindsight as well here, Maggie, obviously, as you've said, you started out dancing and been teaching ballet for around about 30, 40 years, something like that now, which is amazing, that has to be said there.
Yeah, so 39 years I've been teaching at Pineapple, teaching ballet. So 40 years next February. And I was teaching before that in Wales, where I studied and got my qualifications to teach. So I was teaching kids, just come around in a bit of a circle actually. I was teaching kids in Wales to get me through my exams as a teacher. And then when I came to London, I only ever taught adults. But during lockdown, I'm back teaching kids and doing lots of private lessons with kids on Zoom. So I've kind of discovered my love of ballet teaching children. It's been really nice.
And
I remember I started ballet, but it just was too slow for me. And I know you have to do ballet for posture, and obviously I'm glad I did it for the first few years, but I did have quite a strict teaching. She used to hit you across the back of the legs with the cane, so I think that sort of put me off a bit. But then tap dancing for me just like woke me up. I absolutely loved it. And then obviously I went into doing jazz and disco and all that sort of thing, and now I enjoy doing Zumba. So I like, the faster it is, the better I like it.
I think we're completely opposite. I like to go really slow and stretch, and I'm not very good at the things that, my partner's a runner, so I say we're proper yin and yang. Like, he runs marathons and he runs and runs and runs, and I like to slowly stretch.
Well, Maggie, I have to say, some of the kids that have been involved in like the advanced ballet classes that you teach on the weekdays as well, they've come on leaps and bounds and absolutely do brilliantly, even though it's quite difficult for their level.
Yeah, so a lot of the kids started to join the adult classes online, and I just think, well, they're there, just throw it at them and see how they cope. And they've been amazing, to see those kids' improvement. And like I say, I'd stopped teaching because although I run a school for performing arts, which is predominantly children, I just walk around with a clipboard looking important. I don't actually really teach at the school. I have all these young, enthusiastic teachers. So for me to be teaching kids online, and I've loved it, and seeing their improvement, like you say, Aston, you can see it. Because when you're online, you can really see people in the box and look, so it's interesting that you've seen their improvement as well there, Aston.
Oh, indeed.
So how much longer do you think you're going to carry on for, Maggie? How long do you think? Do you think you're going to be like me, just like never give up?
I don't always say I'll give up the day I stop enjoying it.
That's one way to put it, really.
Yeah.
What you do. But Maggie, if the listeners want to find out more about Pineapple Performing Arts and want to sign up for future courses as well as online classes as well, where can they go and do all that?
So just head to our website, which is pineapplearts.com. And it's got all our courses on there, and we'll be doing summer school. So if people can't commit to Sundays, we're looking to do our summer school this summer. And then we've got, the class plan, and things should open up after June where we can take more students because they're going to allow more kids in the room. And then September, we're looking to be hopefully back to regular class sizes by September. So that's a thing. And then hopefully we'll have lots of performances for these kids to do as well. I always love performing at all the autism events, Autism Heroes and Autism's Got Talent. So we look to get as many performing opportunities as well as the training, and hopefully performances will come back on all sorts of levels.
Yeah, I've seen some classes outside now. Some people are doing classes outside, aren't they, in parks and what have you. I've seen a few because obviously they can't go into the studio. So I know my Zumba instructor, they did their first one this week and it went really well outside.
Yeah. Well, I trained as a yoga teacher last year as well. And so I started doing yoga in the park. So in my local park, I get some people together and we just do a bit of yoga, which is lovely. It's where it's supposed to be, in nature. But it's not, this country's not always warm enough, is it, to be doing classes outside? I know we're all sitting outside bars and coffee shops now, freezing.
Well, Anna, if the listeners want to find out more and also want to take part in Autism Dance Day, which is tomorrow, where can they find out all the information and also take part for Autism Dance Day?
So if they need any advice or anything, any support with reference to autism for their children or adults, they can look at the charity website, which is www.annakennedyon.com. You can also follow me on social media because I post every day about what I'm doing or any of the events that we have. And with reference to Autism Dance Day, which is tomorrow, it's step in the right direction. So if you tag in either Autism Dance Day or hashtag AKO Dance Day, stands for Anna Kennedy Online Dance Day. And then the best 10 will win a Dance Like No One's Watching t-shirt or vest. Last year, we had some amazing dancers online that won the t-shirt. So I'm happy that Born Anxious is collaborating with us again. So get yourself a t-shirt.
Well,
Step in the right direction. Is that hashtag step in the right direction?
And what I'm asking people to do is hashtag AKO Dance Day or hashtag Autism Dance Day, whichever.
Right.
Wherever comes first there. And I like to say Anna Kennedy, OBE, and also Maggie Patterson, their head of Pineapple Performing Arts School in London. I like to say thank you both for joining me on Gateway 97.8 today to celebrate International Dance Day and promote Autism Dance Day, which is tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Aston, and I hope to see you soon, Maggie. It's been too long.
Yeah, it's definitely been too long. Thank you. It's so lovely to see you, and lovely. Thank you, Aston. You're doing a great job. I love seeing your radio, hearing your radio show. You're amazing.
And I'll be seeing Aston next week. Back in the studio.
Oh, yes. See you next week, Anna. And also, Maggie, thank you once again.
Pleasure.
Bye.
Pleasure.
Take care.
Bye.
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 Bye.